So so let's continue, then we talk later. Let's say the third part. Last time we saw the life of Sri Satya Sai, a bit about the childhood. He went to school, what were the problems he faced. He was in the scout, how he decided to help people, about this incident where the teacher in Delhi to sit on the, on the chair, on the bench, and what happened to the teacher. And how he changed school because his brother was changing places and work, right? So I hope you went through it again. So now we continue with the same stuff, right? With the same thing about himself. So last time I told you 20th October, he said that he was born for humanity. He was born for a mission and he has to complete his mission, right? So then comes the declaration day, right? March 1940, which is marked as a turning point in his life and in his mission. What happened? Satya was stung by a scorpion, and scorpion in Pikli, right? And at that time in Uravakonda, there were lots of that, right? So one stung Satya, and his health was not good after that incident happened. His health was not good. And he took certain medicines. A few doctors came to see, physicians or doctors came to see him, but that did not help him to improve his condition. So Sri Satya Sai's behavior was changing as from that day called Scorpio, typically March 1940. His behavior changed. How? It was as if he was immersed in something. It was as if he was in a trance. At times he would speak something, say something not relevant to the situation. Okay, because nonsense. Since he is omniscient, right? So he knows what is happening somewhere else. Let's say he is sitting in India in Anantapur and someone in Mauritius calls him, oh God, oh Satya Sai, help me. So he helps. Atan Sikoze, Atan Nibu Sulami, which indicates he's doing something for someone else, right? So things like that started happening and people were thinking that he might be under the spell of evil spirit, right? So they went for that. So now, since they thought that it might be an evil spirit who was, he was possessed with that spirit, right? So they tried many other ways to help him to come out from that situation, from that trance. Zone essayé fait exorcisme aussi, but that did not work, right? So people were very puzzled by his behavior. And they thought that Satya might not be the ideal person, the model boy, which he was previously before March 1940, right? La Fadeni at school, it should never, it was never like that the students have to vote who will be the leader of the class or of the school, the role model. Satya was always the choice of everyone, préférence ou ou bien the choice of everyone because of his so ideal behavior. But now, since all this was happening, so he was no more considered that model boy or ideal person by the students and by the teachers as well, right? He was remote and indifferent to world matters, to worldly matters, worldly with the material matters, materialism. He was indifferent to that. This is what Bhagavad Gita calls, to be in the state of equipoise, to be indifferent, that the pair of opposites do not affect you. That was his state. Kino appelle Aham Brahmasmi state, or Soham state, or the equipoise state, right? If he spoke, which was rarely, he was rarely speaking after the stung from the scorpion. He was rarely speaking, right? Because silence, says a lot of things, normal. But when someone is spiritual, whether a common man or an avatar, whoever, when he becomes at that peak of devotion, right? Only when it is necessary, so he was also like that. If he spoke something, it was about spiritual matters, nothing material as from them. 19-40. At times, he would burst into non-stop recitation of Vedic hymns with Yavan verses from the Vedas, okay, which he actually never learned. No one taught him all these things, but he would go on reciting these. He would talk on matters of philosophy or spirituality. He even dared to correct his elders, acknowledged experts and scholars. All this was something he was never known to do before. So he never learned this stuff, spirituality, going in the typical type of Gurukul. That never happened. But yet he could recite the verses. He would dare to correct people, to have even a conversation with a scholar. He was ready for that, and he would do it if it was necessary. Satya was then taken to other places like Bellary and Dharmavaram for treatment. Because of his behavior, his parents took him to places, right? But there was definitely no improvement because that was not an illness, that was not a disease to be cured, right? One more attempt was made. So Zunriam Nikotin exorcist in Kadri, a place, and the person was very cruel one, right? Here, young Satya was put through incredible physical torture. They give torture to the body of the person. Unimaginable even in the proverbial hell, the witch doctor was verily an agent of death, right? Because supposément, the exorcism, the person can die. The Atma, the evil, which is the person is possessing, right? But the person can die as well. So things like that were happening to Satya when he was at this tender age, right? So still nothing good happened out of this. There was still no improvement. Parce que, as I said, it was not a disease. Days passed, weeks passed. Satya continued to be the so-called abnormal, into inverted comma, parce que di parti abnormal. People considered him abnormal. Then came the 23rd of May, 1940. That morning, Satya was in a good mood. He was materializing flowers, right? He materialized flower and candy, sugar candy, like bonbon type, and distributing to people around him. His father, Venkamaraju, heard about this, but was neither pleased nor amused. So his father, Venkamaraju, came to know about this stuff he was doing. So his father suspected him that he might be doing certain tricks or something. He armed himself with a stick and he approached Satya, like while battling, bien sûr. And then he asked him, who are you? Are you God? Are you a ghost? Are you devil? Who are you? And that moment only Satya told him, calmly replied to him. His father was angry, but he calmly replied to him that I am Sai. I am Sai. Then the stick slipped out of Venkamas Raju's hand because he was puzzled, right? Imagine the enfants imagine that I am God, I am Sai, I am this and that. Of course, it's a little shocking, little surprised, little puzzled, right? And so he asked, what are we to do with you? Satya replied, worship me. So his father was still not convinced, so that he was Sai. So he said, what should we do with you now? Satya Sai said, you need to worship me. The father's next question was, when? Then the answer came every Thursday. Every Thursday. And that was when the worship of Satya Sai started. As from then, the incident entre lui avec son papa, the conversation as well. So as from then, he was, people started praying him. Bon, avant ça aussi, Tiena, right? But it was not so formal as you say. Right? So he said, every Thursday we need to pray him. But yeah, it's not typically every Thursday. It's every day, every moment. Like we say on Monday, we should pray Shiv, no? On Tuesday, Hanuman or Kali, right? But does it mean that only on Monday I'll pray Shiv? On Tuesday, if I'm a Shiv, I'm a believer of Shiv, won't I pray Shiv? On Tuesday, on Thursday, on Wednesday, on Sunday? I will. Definitely I will. So a particular day is given, right, for you for that day to be, comment dire, sacred, to be pure. Maybe you carve God Karem, right, if needed. So that at least once in a week, depending on our belief, bien sûr, once in a week, we can say we are pure, right? Pure, if I talk about fasting, fasting n'est pas seulement pas mange non-veg things, as you know. It will mean control of the senses, of the behavior, etc. Right? So I continue. Then one Thursday, someone challenged. If you are Sai, show us some proof. It's not easy to believe someone who comes and tell you that I'm God, you need to worship me. Same thing happened with Ram and Krishna and others. it was not easy for that to prove. Satya Sai then asked for some flowers. He took the flowers, right? And he was given jasmine flowers. Then he threw them on the floor. So quand jette fleur, it will fall randomly at some places. But when the flowers fell, it was written Sai Baba there. He did not write it with the flowers, but he just threw the flowers. And Sai Baba was written there in Telugu, right? Such revelations notwithstanding, Satya was forced to return to Uravakonda and to resume school. You know, a boy doing this stuff, no parent will like it, no parent will accept it, because parents will always tell you education comes first. You need to learn, you need to get a degree, a certificate to earn a living, and so and so, right? So definitely malgré revelations, malgré the challenge he got, right, to prove that he is Sai, malgré tout cela, his parents forced him to return to school, to resume school. Looking back, what one can see that from the very beginning, and particularly from March 1940, Satya had been gradually setting the stage for what was soon to follow. Especially at this time, okay, this year, he started preparing things, no? Lipaka Vini and Julie, you know, I'm saying you need to pray me, and he starts his mission on that particular day, no? It needs a whole preparation. As I said, people will hardly believe in such a thing. So then from the time he was a little boy, he had constantly and consistently displayed the divine qualities in him. Last time, I guess, we talked about some of this. He was always helping people, and bien sûr, il y a une divine quality, as we said. But he will give someone if who is needy, who is hungry, right? So since that young age, he was a very young boy, he was displaying divine qualities like sacrifice, forbearance, selfless love, compassion, and more, right? Occasionally, he would perform miracles, like Nitya Talela, he threw the flowers and it became Sai Baba on the ground, or he would materialize the flowers, he would materialize sugar candies, ou bien vibhuti, you know, the ashes, qui nous mettent on le front, right? So he would do certain miracles to give hints to people, right, that he was indeed far beyond normal. Repeatedly, he demonstrated his ability to absorb enormous cruelty and physical punishment without any trace of hatred to those ill-treating him. Even if we ill-treat him, even if we give him a physical punishment, right? He will endure all these things, he absorb, he endure all the cruelty without any trace of hatred. So this cannot be a simple human being like us, right? Si tu demandes un calotte, des calottes, I can say, okay, no problem. But if it's more than that, then it's a big problem, okay? But such a boy, you could give him any type, any degree of physical punishment, he would endure that, absorb that without any hatred towards those ill-treating him. At last but not the least, he constantly diverted the attention of one and all from the mundane to the divine. Mundane is from the materialism to the divine. That is definitely, if in few words you have to say his mission, this is indeed his mission on earth, to bring us from, to take us out from the materialism and to take us to the divine, divinity, to realize our goal, right? Came finally the day to snap all worldly ties and launch the mission he had incarnated for. 20th of October 1940 was that day. I don't know if it is here. Yeah, this is it. He came from school. He threw his bag, right, on that day. He threw his bag and he said that, I'm no longer your Satya. He said to his parents, I'm no longer your Satya, I am Sai. I don't belong to you. I have my work. My devotees are calling me. I'm going, I can no longer stay here, right? So it's a day of realization, you can say. It's a day of realization where he said that he has a work, he has a mission, and from that particular day, his mission began. Il commence ce mission. He left everything. He left his house. He left his relationships. He adopted detachment. Pas vraiment adopted, but he had that detachment, right? Parce que for God, whether any avatar you can talk about, you can take any example of any avatar. They are born through a mother, a father, right? Yes, yeah, through mortals, but they don't have any kind of that attachment to those people. The persons, the mother and the father, they were just means for that avatar to come here. That's it, nothing more, right? But they are simple human. They are souls which have to return to the divine. Even bon Dieu aussi les guide ce parent comme ça, just like his soul. Not that, oh, you are my parent, so you should be special to me. No, nous pareil, nous tout pareil. So walking up to a neighbor's house, he sat on a rock in the middle of the garden while people flocked bringing flowers. Arriving at that time, October 1940, many people believed in him, right? So when he left his house, he went to a garden and sat there on a rock. And some people came there, they brought some flowers and all to worship him. And then most lovingly and compassionately, Shri Satya Sai Baba led the congregation in a bhajan that has now become popular to us. He then started singing bhajan. Bhajan matlab, kirtan and all, that. This is the bhakti, devotion, bhakti. So one thing he's teaching us already, the first thing Nukadya after his realization is bhakti. Bhakti is the easiest means to God, to the divine. So he started his bhajan, and the first bhajan he sang was Manasa Bhajare Guru Charanam, Dustara Bhavasagara Taranam. Right. Yes, it continues, but that's not important. Or if you want it, you can ask me later. So, O mind, meditate on the lotus feet of the Lord. Manasa Bhajari Guru Charanam, lotus feet of the Lord. That alone will help you to sail across the turbulent sea called life. Right? The Taranam Vidya, to swim, or to cross. Bhavasagar, the sea, right? So it's difficult. Only through the Lord, by the grace of the Lord, we can cross the sea of existence, or the turbulent sea, as you say. C'est the cycle of birth and death, right? That was his first bhajan. And from that, after that, he is in fair and group de bhajan, the bhajan mandali, that is a group of bhajan singers, and they would every Thursday, every time, where they meet, but especially every Thursday, they were meeting to sing bhajans. C'est pour ça, all the Satyasai movements across the world, la plupart faisaient bhajan dans Mansant, la plupart faisaient bhajan dans jeudi. But there are places where Thursdays, they don't do bhajan parce qu'il y a du monde travail, etc. According to the availability of the people. Il y a du monde fait un autre jour, il y a fait dimanche, etc. Right? But majority, Thursday. So the avatar had finally revealed himself, right? October 1940, 20th October 1940. Physically, Sai was just 14 years old, physically. Yet such was his magnetism. Magnetism was like a magnet. People were getting attracted to him. And such was the fate of the devotees who flocked to him. From many places, they came to see him, to have a vision of him, what you call darshan, to have a vision of him, to see him once, that they had no reservation in accepting him as a divine incarnation. So people could easily at that time, after his revelation, after seeing malgré que, yes, it was a bit tough initially, but then through his miracles and all, people could finally believe, yes, this is an incarnation of God. But we still have people today who don't believe, right? The first class, I think I said that we say that Satyasai is the Kalki incarnation. You know, the Vishnu has the 10 avatars, so he's believed to be the 10th one, the Kalki incarnation, which will come in 3 phases. Okay, I guess you still remember the Shirdi Sai, the Satyasai, and the Prema Sai. The Shirdi Sai is over, means Linfini, Vini, Nale, and all. And now Satyasai also same thing. Now we are waiting for the Prema Sai to come. And that is the final stage now of the Kali Yuga, right? The Kalki avatar. Now, the thing which I was talking previously was in the first, I think in the first explanation, you consider him God or not, that is up to you or up to the person. But generally, you consider him God or not, that is another thing, right? Yes, philosophically, religiously, he is considered to be an avatar. Yes, Patu Jimunki consider him to be avatar. Fine, no problem with that. If someone doesn't want to consider him avatar, that is not a problem. The person can still continue to worship the God he used to worship. Okay, you need to pray Shri Satyasai, etc. He continued to pray Shiv, right? But the thing is, as you say, Ekam Sat Vipra Bahuda Vadanti. They are all the same. Ukhriyali, Satya, Ukhriyali, Satyasai, Ukhriyali, Shiv, Allah. They are all the same at the end. Ça, c'est N. Deuxièmement, see the work he has done. You know, I'll just share an experience. Let me light the... I'll share an experience with you. I think 2013, when I went to India to visit, I had some friends from Kerala. So I first went to Delhi, etc. Then I went to Puttaparthi, and then I went to Kerala, right, to visit, to see my friends and all. So my friends from Kerala, they asked me, Kutmachete, then I came there. I explained, I told them I was in Puttaparthi and so on. Oh, you pray this Sai Baba, blah, blah. He's not God, he's weaker, he's this and that. Okay, I listened to them, no problem. That was their interpretation. But at the end, one of the person told me, yes, we don't consider him to be God, but he has done many great work. Last time, nous avons un petit peu de travail qu'ils ont fait, consider like healthcare, the super specialty hospital, Banti General Hospital, aussi in Arabakut, that managed by the Sri Satya Sai Trust, ma'am. And there are so many activities, the water project and so many services going on. So he was telling me that, yes, he acknowledges that Satya Sai is doing a great work for humanity. So that was just an example which I lived, right? But the thing is, you consider him God or not, that is up to the person. But yes, we need to see also the good work he has done for humanity. Quelque part, this will be far more important, right? Let's say giving food to people, you know, c'est une grande chose, and you're giving food. People don't have water to drink, where water is considered more important, right? Nous pouvons rester sans manger les 3 jours, but without water, it won't be possible, right? So we see the good work, finally, that humanity, so perception itself has changed, right? I continue. So Baba means Satya Sai Baba, now decided to return to Puttaparthi and make it the base for his mission. He was born in Puttaparthi, right? Why didn't he go elsewhere? He could have flown to America. I will start my mission there. Who will stop him? Ramji Kaval dans Sri Lanka, il reste dans Sri Lanka, il dit, I'll start my mission here, right? Krishna, he could have, you know, Yal dans Nepal, il dit, I'll start my mission there. But no, if you will see the trend of the avatars, Kudzotine ou bien place plus près Kudzotine, they always start their mission there. Parce que this is love for motherland. Motherland, c'est bien sûr pays là en entier. But yes, the place where you are born. Why are you born at Terre Rouge, at Mapu, at blah blah, wherever you are? Why? Couldn't you have been born in Suyak? Right? So you will see the trend, as I was saying, of the avatars. Pour comment cette mission basically Kudzotine ou bien place plus près Kudzotine, their mission always start there. When we say Matri Devo Bhava, Matri, bien sûr, we say revere the mother as God. Matri Devo Bhava. But the Matri, we have 5 types of Matri, 5 types of mother. And c'est nous maman qui donne nous naissance. Et un parmi là-dedans, c'est Mother Earth. Satya Sai Baba always say, nous pisa travail pour nous Mother Earth. We can go around in the world. Let's travel, let's learn somewhere else, no problem. But come back to the motherland to work there. Parce que l'IPA by chance, l'IPA coincidence that you are born here in Mauritius or whatever. There is always a reason behind, and we have to be grateful to the motherland for that. So I say, Anthony Ban teachings of Satya Sai, which I'm telling you right now, is that we need to work for our motherland. PM la pas bon, gouvernement la pas bon, whatever pas bon, but we need to work. Our contribution should be there, right? Please rejoin.